Hello, how are you? Welcome to the live for today, where we'll be discussing. Let me type that in. Singleness, or is it singlehood? Singleness in your 30s. Karibuni, I'm just typing single in your 30s and all that comes with it. All that comes with it. Singles in your 30s, I'll just write ETC because that's too much to post. Let me pin that in. I want us to begin very shortly. Please go and invite your friends to come in faster so that we can begin. Mnanisikia vizuri? I hope you're hearing me well because I don't know if I'm being heard well. We have like 16 points to go through today. 16. I don't know how we'll do it. Thumbs up or something if you can hear me properly. So, I've just been thinking about how when we're in our 30s, things are just really... I'm 33. Never been ashamed to, excuse me, say my age. I don't know why people usually are. And 30s, your 30s come with a lot of, number one, freedom. Number two, they come with a lot of just feeling safe in yourself and secure in yourself. And let me just say, when you reach third floor, something just switches. People kept telling me that and I'm not understanding, but now I do because I'm there. And so I asked you guys what questions you'd like to hear about or know about. And the ones that I got were finances in your 30s, fear of ending up alone, the dating pool having unhealed men, chasing your dreams. There's a lot. And having your friends around you married with kids and you're just like, Allah. Some people have lost friends, others haven't. But yeah, there's a lot I want us to discuss. Number one, by the time you're 30, you've had a taste of having your own money, I'm assuming, working or you've worked, self-employed or employed or both, or super hybrid of, of some kind. And you really have no space for BS once you are, when you reach that level where you know what you want and you're already secure in yourself, like you end up realizing I don't have to do what people want me to do if I don't want to. When you're 20s, you're trying to, fit in, sure that you're not trying to be too off from other people and all of that. As in, no time for BS. Like at all whatsoever. When you're older, you just feel so maybe let me give the journey or the history of all of this. The reason for the live was because, number one, I'm in my 30s, I've been single for a long time. Where y'all thought I was married, I'm not. Muchukwange jokes, please. Y'all have never seen me in a relationship on the gram. You'll have never seen anybody ever been in a relationship with on the gram. You will never see anybody else be in a relationship with on the gram because I don't believe you're supposed to show off for me. This is me as Nyambura. Your things to the publics. Keep your stuff to yourself. People will be so much into your business and you never know who's wishing you well or not. So I'm single. I've been single for almost... the perfect number of the Lord. If you know it, type it down. That's how long I've been single. And I love it. And I began dating at a very young age. And my whole of my undergrad life, I was single. And I got to become secure in myself. I dated myself. I loved myself. I worked on me at a younger age. So now being older and single doesn't affect me as much as it does other people, because I'm seeing from your questions here, hey, munaumwa sana sana sana. But that's why I wanted us to discuss. But let me go straight to it. Loneliness in your 30s, it hits different, guys. I told you I've been single for a long time. I've had my things here and there, but nothing serious. And loneliness hits different when you're 30. Mainly because you have your money, you have your... Let's now do the earthly things. You have your money, you have your house, you have your car, you have your freedom. So it's just like the only thing left is a person to fit into the box, and the whole thing would be perfectly square. And sometimes when you think about it, society makes you feel like those things are necessary when they aren't. And even though we know it's not that those things in the box is what makes life, you feel some type of way about it. And even though you have the money, the car, the house, the job, and everything perfect, when you're... At times you want to get home and sit and just chapa stories with somebody. They listen to you. And they're just like, okay, sawa. And they really haven't like done or said much. And let me just adjust this, kiddo. It just hits different when you're in your 30s, because you know, you don't, as we said earlier, you don't have no tolerance for BS, but you know what you want. But also you want to have that somebody you can keep talking with and telling with your two things and your two stories, but you don't have space for just anybody and anybody's dusty child. And for others, I was being told that it hits so different, so much so it can lead into depression. Some people have been so lonely, it's ending up playing with their minds, and because they're not secure in yourself, number one. People are not secure in themselves, so they end up feeling like a relationship is what will fulfill them, whilst it is not what will be fulfilling them. And I don't know about you guys, have you ever been at that place where you're not in a relationship and you just feel like it's getting so much into you because everybody around you is in a relationship, and on the weekends it's hard to find people because everybody's in something, and you're just like, okay. For me, but does not bother me the least. I'm third wheeling at many of my friends' marriages and hanging out with my nieces and my nephews when I can. I really don't mind third wheeling, by the way. I'm so used to it, which leads us now into the other part of losing. What is the one for married friends? Losing friends to marriage, or losing friends because you're getting old and have no time and space and thought for these kinds of things. Losing friends in your 30s is so... It's different. It has a closure that's almost like death. It's so hurtful. It feels like you're grieving a real death. I have friends who have gone through it. I've gone through it, and it pains so different, and it makes even the singleness of you even worse. And then there's also, somebody said, the fear of ending up alone. I don't know if you guys have ever had the fear of ending up alone. I haven't. And also, I thought to mention that fear of ending up alone, why would you have that fear? Are you not already safe and secure in yourself as a person? Are you already not safe and secure that I can be me without having to have somebody on this side? Yes, we are built for companionship, but it is not that companionship is the end all be all of everything that we are. It's not. We need to learn to be able to just be happy in ourselves and not think that somebody will make us whole and complete. They shall not. You are complete as you are. Somebody just comes to add on to your completeness. So the fear of ending up alone, I really don't understand that, because if that is what God has for you, that's what God has for you. You know, but that I feel should not be a fear for us. The other thing is Someone said that you shouldn't hold back on your life, enjoy it all. Some people have heard these comments. Just sipping on my hot cocoa. Kuna baridi hapa coast, by the way. Don't hold back on your life, enjoy it all. Oh, I'm waiting till I get married. I'm waiting till I meet this person. I'm waiting build this and this, or I can do this. And you're like, why? I'm waiting to go to this place with my person so that we can have this experience. Do it. Travel, eat out, do the things that you want to do, because you don't know if that person will ever come. You don't know if they'll want to do the things you want to do, and they might even just come and you can go to extra places or revisit the old places and have an extra, how can you say, extra or added on memories from where you are. And then the other thing is finances. Ooh, finances in your 30s, in your 30s. You end up now being completely aware of so many more things that you weren't in your 20s. 20s for me was for splurging and living my best life. I really did. I wish I saved more, but also I'm glad I used my money for experiences which I'll never regret, ever, ever, ever. But finances in your 30s. I was showing you guys how the other day my tokens got finished. I didn't know. So I thought stima ilikuwa imepotea. And the stima had not paid the tokens for since when I came back from Nairobi. And I was like, Allah, kwani kunaendaje hapa? And then I'm hearing my neighbors, I'm hearing music, and I'm like, come ama kuna stima. Then I checked, it was my token, they just needed to be updated. So finances, how to handle that. I don't know if you guys were taught by your family members how to manage finances. I was having a meeting with my family in Nairobi, and we were telling our parents how they never prepared us for adulthood. Like, nobody taught me how to go to the bank. Nobody taught me how to write a check. I have my own company, which I registered by myself. As in, nobody taught me that. I don't want to go into how hard that it was back then to register a company. I had to learn this on the go, like learning as it was happening. Oh, this is how you open an account, or this is a bank to consider, or this is in what. I had to ask guys, hey, have you done this? What do you do? Like, finances was such a hush-hush conversation, which I think later came to bite most of us in our behinds. Because if you don't know how to manage your finances, your life will just go, boo. It will go down kabisa, and you just won't be able to know what to do when you've run out of money or you've overspent. And I've found myself there a couple of times, especially in my 20s. Yani, I would come from a trip with zero bob. Like, I get home and I'm like, I'm back here and I have no money and I don't know what to do next. Now I'm starting to look for jobs and consultancies. But yes, finances in our 30s. Then the other thing, falling for counterfeits because of waiting too long. Yani, you've been so single. This one has hit deep. It has hit a certain area that I completely very much relate to, because that happened to me recently. Falling for a counterfeit, like the person you know you're meant to be with, but you're like, I know I've been single for so long, I might as well just pick this person who's, showing the least bit of interest in me, so that at least I don't end up alone. But I was just like, it always ends up being something not worth your while. Later on, you realize you're wasting your time, or the person just decides to leave and then you're hurt and all of that. But why do we do that? Why do we always keep rushing into things? Maybe because of the fear of the loneliness and ending up alone. I don't know if you guys have really experienced that thing of being alone. And also maybe the need to just have somebody, to have your person there. Maybe there's also that need. And then also practicing celibacy. Secondary virginity, primary virginity, quaternary virginity, as I call it. It was written, those practicing celibacy and all that comes with it in your 30s. If you have already engaged in the act of eating the forbidden fruit and then holding back after now realizing that you just want to be celibate and, you know, honor yourself, or just, I don't know, take a break for others. My friend told me that she was on a break and now, I want to just now be me and not let just anybody and everybody with their spirits come inside of me, you know. Literally and figuratively. But that is proving, the discussions I've had with people, it's proving difficult than more, because having already had the forbidden fruit and then now trying to fight it off when you find yourself connecting with somebody becomes really difficult. Really difficult, because once you already tasted a sweet and you're being told not to eat the sweet, you just want to end up eating the sweet, isn't it? Isn't it? So I don't know, and I need you guys to write for me your experiences in the comments, like for real. There's that, and then there's also being intentional with your true friends. You know, sometimes you're just like, I'm single, I'm lonely, I don't know what to do. But you have friends. You have friends who are there. Be intentional with them. Meet up with them. Look for them. Make plans with them. Fill up your schedule with things that will make you have relations with others, so that you don't see yourself as being just alone. And that ties up with having friends, feelings about married friends. Because by the time you're my age or in your 30s, many of your friends are already married and they have their lives, wives, husbands, kids, and things just switch. Let's be honest. I wouldn't be hanging out with you almost every other time or calling you every other 2 seconds, because you're now married and your priorities are different. But that does not mean that you should drop off your friends, because they are still your friends. I have friends who just told me, when I got married, I don't know where my friends went. People just stopped talking to me. And I was just like, Kwani, am I a disease or something that people don't want to be near me? Because once I got married, things just completely changed. I was like, I don't know. Others are jealous of their friends once they get married. And so this ends up creating a wedge in between the relationship, which I don't understand. That would then mean that that's not really your true friend, like at all. And the other thing is going for events alone when your friends aren't available. You know, everybody's like, I'm going to be with my person. We are going here and here. And you just have to date yourself. Ladies and gents, please learn to date yourself. Date yourself today, date yourself tomorrow, date yourself always. It's something I love to do. Find the things that make you happy with you alone. Go and do those things. Your friends will not always have time for you because they're also busy. They have their own lives, their own friends. Others are married, others in relationships, so they're busy. Find time for you and do you things. Go for events, even if it's by yourself. I'm sure you'll meet somebody you know there, if not almost always. Do something to keep the inner you happy and engage. Don't always just think that it's just having to do something because your friends are there. Go for something by yourself. And I'm realizing that people are actually afraid of doing things by themselves. Why? I don't understand. This cocoa is really good. People are just afraid. I don't know why. People, but now how will I go by myself? Just go. But will I be bored? So are you doing things because of others? Are you doing things because you love yourself? Or are you doing things because it's the in thing to do? And I'm also in our 30s, guys. We don't have that time for the in things to do. By 10 o'clock, we really want to be in bed. And I'm really shutting down and want to sleep. Like, you're just like, I've had it. I need to retire quick, fast. And the other thing somebody asked is about unhealed men doing the bare minimum in the dating pool. These unhealed men really trying to do the bare minimum. All of us are going through, I assume, I pray and hope, going through our healing of our childhood or past traumas, because we all have them. If you were born in We all have them. It's not if you are born. We all have them. Some form of childhood trauma or experience that has affected us negatively. So these unhealed men doing the bare minimum, are they doing the bare minimum to you? Do you guys think they're doing the bare minimum? And also men just, I feel sometimes don't put up enough energy, and because women are allowing them that or giving them that space to do so, because we are being so open and free and just like, I'm here, pick me, choose me, whatever you want, I'll do it. And I'm like, girl, like, have some respect for yourself, you know? Like, it shouldn't be that easy to just get the cookie. It shouldn't be that easy to just, I don't know, it's people are really just so alone and hurt and broken that they feel like a person can come and fill up the space that only Jesus can. You know? So quick that even it makes now people, men and women, doing the bare minimum. Just like, if I know if I do this person ataingia box, maybe not tutaendelea. Like, it's really just shocking, the things that are happening out here. People not trying to, what is the term I want to use? To behave? People not trying to be gentleman-like, not ladylike, just being so rough and tough. I don't know what term to use. And then the other thing is, for girls, having cramps and not having any energy or anything, not doing anything about it. Where in your 30s, you're just like, I'm here lonely, cramping, dying, and it's fine. I'll get over it, but it's wrong. We need to fix ourselves and eat right if you want to be able to sort that out. And then the other thing is, which I mentioned earlier, was about depression and getting to know yourself, which I want to circle back on. I think we focus so much on the world and forget ourselves, the things that we should be doing for ourselves to be able to not fall into depressive states or depression because of the people around us. Social media is a one big fat lie, and we all know that. And I don't know why we spend countless of hours scrolling, instead of focusing on what is really in front of you. Because on social media, I can lie to you. I lied to y'alls that I was married. Namuli Meza, 100. People were calling my sisters-in-law. People were calling my friends. People are telling me their phones are being blown up by people. Ask them if I'm married. If you saw it on my stories, why don't you just come and ask me? Why are you going around and not wanting to ask the horse the information? You know? Why are you people just going around, ask what needs to be asked? Don't believe everything you see online. People post up what they want you to see, what they think is their, I call it the magic of their life. Because nobody will show you when they're down and out, when they're crying, when they're hurting, when they're broken, and things are really tough. Nobody's going to show you that. Some do. I find it weird too. But it's good to, so that people know. I say it's good to share a testimony. Just be like, this is where I was at and the Lord brought me out and now we're here. And it is my hope that we get to know ourselves. Get to know yourself, the things you love, the places you love to go, the things you like to watch, the things you like to read, that will help you become even a better version of you, you know? Don't always rely on others to fill a cup for you when they won't always be there. Unajua ulizaliwa hivi, utakufa hivi, utaenda binguni hivi, utaenda jahannam hivi. Like, you will, it's individual. There's nothing that's ever group. Nothing. It's always individual. So learn to do, ati hapo nayo little finesse. Definitely. I took up photos of that ring I bought myself over 10 years ago. And I love it very much. I wear it sometimes. So there's one morning I had it on and I took a photo of it. So I posted that photo. As in, I really just pick scenes from different things and places and times I have been. And namuli meza kabisa. Like I'm saying, don't believe everything you see online. Not everybody is trying to tell you the truth about what's really happening to them. I remember the first time, I'm now on TikTok. Oh my gosh, I don't even know how to use it. It's becoming so hard. These social media things are too much for me. There's a video I posted. Go see that first video. Now this is me sharing because I've come out of it already. That video, it's the same name. I have the same name on TikTok. That same video, or that same day I shot that video, that night I broke down and cried. I was going through such a tough time. It took all my energy to make that, I think, 1 minute clip. And I tell you, all my energies. I had such a tough week, and the week before. But in that video, can you tell that I was having a tough week? No, I just look like super excited. I'm on TikTok and everything. But that night I cried myself to sleep. You'd not know. You'd not know because we do not tell each other what really is the truth of the matter. Social media is all for fakes and for lies. People are going through it, and I wish we honestly could be more honest about the things that you're going through, because people just feel like they have to lie a lot, and it's horrible. But also, one thing that I noted here is that chasing your I'm already done with that. Chasing your dreams and the insecurity that comes with it all in your 30s. I have many of my age bracket friends who are really, really, really out there thriving and doing what they need to be doing and earning the 6-figure salaries, and I'm happy for them. Now imagine I'm finally working in my purpose. It has been me chasing my dreams or my purpose, not my dreams, for 10 years. And now look where I am. Now my life is beginning how I know it was meant to be. So sometimes I'm like, had I taken a different path, like I really wanted to be on news, like a news anchor. Thank God I didn't. I really wanted to, but I would have been having the money, the house, the car and everything, but not feeling fulfilled. So chasing your dreams in your 30s and you're single is T for tough. For some of us, you have to relocate, you end up losing friends, you have to incur such costs because it's not cheap when you're following the path you know God has for you. But God always opens the doors. Let me just say that. It's different because people start telling you, like parents and family, oh, what are you doing? You're getting older, you need to settle down. You can't just be doing this. It's a waste of time. It can be so disheartening. But when you believe in yourself and know that you're doing the right thing, you just keep going. You're just like, you know what? Too bad for all of you guys. I'll just keep going because this is where I know I'm meant to be at. And so you have to have known yourself and have that inner strength to encourage yourself. You know, sometimes you just need to encourage yourself, because you can have so many, very many naysayers. And if you listen to all the people who were late bloomers, who share their stories online, they'll tell you, I was 35 and living in my car, or I was 35 and I was homeless, and now look where I am. I'm at the top of the top. I'm living everything. So the thing is to not give up. You can be single, fighting for your purpose on this earth, and people just thinking you're wasting your good old time. Doesn't make any sense. So if you're out there and you're single and in your 30s, please don't stop chasing your dreams. Don't stop working on you, getting to know you, your value and your worth. Remember to lean into who you are, what you are, and what you're made of. Because if you don't, then the world will lean into you, show you your worth, and that always ends up becoming negative. You never get anything from it. It actually just drains and sucks the life out of you. And I'm sure you know that, because one day you're here, the next day you're there, the next day you're just everywhere, because you don't know who you are. And that's how you end up being tossed and turned by the tides of life. Because ojelewi na ojijui. So I pray that will be our portion. But also, singleness in your 30s sometimes can be boring. Mad boring. I won't even lie. Can be mad boring. Sometimes, as I said earlier, unataka tu kupiga msee alafu mwambie mambo, how are you, what are you doing, and just talk nothing. But you're not going to do that with just everyone every day. When you have your capas on, you can do that. But still, I have my friends who I can call. So I have a friend I know I can call Monday, another one Tuesday, another one Thursday, like different days, just to make sure I'm keeping it popping. Also, check on your friends, like I said in the last live. Check on your friends. Check on each other. Call each other. See how you're doing. Send a text. It doesn't have to be a call. Send a text and see how other guys are doing. But this single in your 30s is just a wonderful thing. It's a beautiful thing if you're confident in yourself. If you're really confident in yourself, it can't be as hard as we think it is. I honestly believe so. And I was even thinking about having creating a space where guys can get to know each other. Christians can get to know each other who are serious and want to go and settle down. I don't know if we do it here on the live. I don't know what you guys think, or just have like a meetup in the streets of Nairobi or somewhere, because there are people who keep saying they don't know where to go look to find somebody who is good, somebody who is worthy of their time and their attention, because they just feel like men's and women's out here be trash. Like, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, a Christian mixer, exactly. Because we be having mixers for non-Christians and it's so boring. I'm not saying that Christians are not bad people. There are bad people, Christians. But a Christian mixer would be good. A place where we're not going to sit and have to drink alcohol or whatever. Just a nice Christian mixer. That's the term I was looking for. Thanks. Would you guys be interested in doing that? I think that's what we need. We need to have a Christian mixer. Because this thing of going on Bumble and looking for love on different things is just one night stands. Ain't nobody going to do nothing over there that's leading to anything. Hey. At the outside here, it's muddy. Let me tell you. That person I was telling you who did me he's a serious Christian in the church. So, yes, I'm ready for that Christian mixer. If you guys are, we can have one. It should need a lot of planning. But I'm here for it. Tell your friends. Hey, already kuna venue suggestions. Guys here are not here to play. We are going to have, I'm going to plan it. We'll do it. And then see if we can have Christians. I don't know how we would vet, guys. So you would be like, how long? What's your name? How long have you been in the church? Where is your baptismal card? Do you serve in the church? Like, I don't know what the criteria will be for this Christian mixer, but we can do that when that time comes. But it'd be wonderful to have a Christian mixer. So I don't know if you guys have any comments on that being singleness in your 30s and all that comes with it, because I've exhausted my list, which I thought would take me a longer time than it would have, but it hasn't. I've mentioned everything that I needed to mention. What do you guys have to say about being single in your 30s? We've talked about celibacy, finances, loneliness, counterfeits, falling for counterfeits, chasing your dreams, being intentional with your true friends. I think that's basically it. People are saying, I'm game for it. Also bring your friends. People can come with baptismal certificates. That will be the criteria at the door. You know that they say bring your ID, bring your baptismal card, or bring your whatever. What is it? What confirmation? What do guys do for children? I think it's called confirmation. What is it you do to children when they're young? I've forgotten the term. Like, just come with it. That's where we're going to know if it's really a proper Christian mixer, because the safety that would have to be done would be high, because we don't want people to come and start lying then. But it would be good to have a Christian mixer. I've not heard of something like that in a long time. I've had it in. I've not had it actually. It's just online that I've been seeing it. But I think that's it for me for today. Yes, I have addressed the dating pool. You missed it. I already asked about that. Anything else, you guys? For me, I'm done for today's live. I don't have anything else to add on. I'm going to save the live, but I'll take it down and then post it on YouTube. Welcome to my YouTube page, Life with Sunshine. You can go watch it there and share it with your friends. But you're going to have, I want us to have a more interactive one because people just never want to comment here. You guys have so many comments and suggestions, but you never want to share them in. Come on, mnagopa kuona. Being in your 30s with a mix of tough career. Tough as it is, you call it tough as it is not for everyone. Also, I say the same, that for finances, we were not taught by our parents how to deal with that. Neither were we taught about how to lean in and know your worth and be brave in a career that is tough, or in a place like for you and for me, Leah, who's commenting that we are in male-dominated careers, and it's not as easy standing out as a female, speaking what you know you need to say, because the men's always feel like they can put you down, but it's not. So that's also something else that I'm seeing, that if you did not learn how to lean in at a young age or speak out your truth, it ends up hurting you negatively when you're at work. I'm also investing in your 30s, girl. The same thing also, which I keep saying, we were not taught and trained by some of us, or most of us, by our parents, how to do this. We were not. And it has now affecting us, and we're just here investing on OD bets or spot pesa, and they're just like, that's not where it's at. We have to learn how much more about money. Finances is crazy. It's such a crazy, hectic topic that I think should be taught from nursery school. So, and also advise you, if you have nieces and nephews and children, teach them about finances from a very young age. Open for them a bank account, start putting in money so that when they're older, they can look like they have active accounts. You don't put in the money, it doesn't have to be for their savings, can be just to show that their accounts are active. You can even use those accounts later to get them loans for school or for whatever. So there's a lot that we need to learn and teach each other on finances. So if there's no other question or comment, I think that's it for me about singleness in your 30s and how it just hits different, and how sometimes you just want to cuddle and hug somebody, but there ain't nobody. It's just me, myself, and I. I'm gonna be my own best friend. It's like, it's tough, it's hectic, but for me, I keep saying my best friend is the Lord. And if you keep Jesus by your side, it really helps you through the cold nights and the times you feel, oh, I'm all alone in a faraway place for some of us, and I don't know what to do, and all my friends are married and they have children. And I thank God I don't have those pressures from my family. Never been pressured by my family to get married at my big age of 33. Ever. It's just once we're having a birthday, celebrating my birthday, and they say the next cake, they want cake ya gorofa kwa uwanja mkubwa. I died. It was so funny. Can we learn from each other? I mean, we're in our 30s. We have experienced some things. It would be dope if people shared. Yeah. People would share if they could, but I think sometimes people are afraid. So maybe when we have, I believe we can pull a crowd of having a meetup somewhere in Nairobi and start doing a quarterly event where we can meet up as Christians and discuss these matters and laugh and joke and all about it, because I know people would be there. Maybe begin with a free event, maybe meet at Arboretum and see how that goes, or suggest somewhere else so that we can just get the ball rolling before we start paying for venues and then guys don't show up. The economy, yeah, your president. But yeah, thanks guys for joining in. I really appreciate it. Live will be saved, but it will be saved on my YouTube. It will be saved here for almost like a few minutes, then I'll take it down and push it over to my YouTube, so you can go check it out there and share it with your friends. So thank you so much. Be strong. Remember, Jesus loves you. Bye.